The boldest. The boldest.
Delta State government has assured Deltans that in preparation for the forthcoming election in 2027 will not lose sight of the developmental agenda for the state. The executive governor of Delta State, Sheriff Oboriwori, gave this assurance earlier today during the press briefing by the Commissioner for Works, Rural Road and Public Information, Mr. Charles Amiabu, at the Ministry of Information Conference Hall at Sabah, Delta State.
We want to also make it very, very clear that as the election approaches, we will not lose sight of our developmental agenda. We will continue to carry our people along because we owe them that much. Our governor has promised more for everybody, irrespective of the local government. You have seen what we are doing in the riverine communities, and there's so many bridges of possibilities that Oboriwori is building across these different divides. And those bridges and roads will continue to build. Mr.
Chasaniago emphasized that Delta State Governor Sheriff Oboriwori stands on the plank of fairness to all. Hence, projects executed and ongoing are fairly distributed.
But we must make it first of all very, very clear that the plank on which the Oboriwori administration stands is fairness to all. The more agenda is being executed in such a way that all the 25 local government areas, the 10 federal constituencies, and of course the 3 senatorial districts are carried along. If you take a look at what Oboriwori has done in the last 2 years of his administration, you will understand that Oboriwori has shown fairness across all the divide in our dear states. And democratically, we do not begrudge any segment making demands to be reached. But we advise that such demands must be done in such a way that you recognize the effort of government, even as you are free to also ask for more. After all, we promise more. And our government is doing more, but if our people ask for more, we don't have any challenge with that, but we believe that in doing so, it should not be done under the pretense that nothing is being done.
The Honorable Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information, Mr. Charles Amiabu, reacted to the recent protests by the Isoko nations as regards lack of developmental infrastructure in the area. Mr. Charles Amiabu objected the allegation as he highlighted some of the projects done and still ongoing in Isoko land.
To play some dirty politics, or at best, their agents are people who are not seized of the facts as it affects their communities, in which case, these may be individuals who do not even visit their communities. Because if they do, they will realize that a whole lot has been done in the past 2 years in the Isoko nation. There is hardly any executive council meeting held under the Oboriwori administration that we do not have projects approved in the Isoko nation. And even in the last one, we are happy that they recognize that a whole lot is being done. Even in the last ESCO, where they did allege that of the 230 billion, that nothing was done in the Isoko nation. That is not true. We had one of the roads that was approved in the course of that ESCO, which is called the Ogodogo Ifu Access Road in Obolengwe. Obolengwe is in Isoko South. That particular project is going to cost the government 5.1 billion naira. And it's a project in an area that leads to a whole lot of oil facilities in Isoko South. In that ESCO, you could also see effort to strengthen our hospitals across the length and breadth of the states. in that same school, we also took decisions to improve the education sector. And by the way, the Isoko Nation is the only federal constituency that has 2 of the state-owned universities having very, very huge presence. The Southern Delta University is in Ozoro, and in that university, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff Francis Orogado Borowori has had cause to commission the Senate building and other facilities, including internal roads. We have also completed, as it were, the infrastructure to take care of the School of Medical Sciences under this administration. In the course of the last 2 years, the Isoko Nation is the only ethnic extraction where the governor have had cause to visit 3 times to commission projects. In the course of our 1 year in office, we commissioned phase 2 of the Ukolewe Road. As I speak to you, phase 1, phase 3 have also been completed, and phase 3 of that road has a bridge linking them with their kids and kin in Uweru Nation. That is in Ugili North. In Isoko North, we have had cause to commission MF phase 1. And like I said earlier, that there are 2 state universities. All of you are very much aware of the only campus of the Delta State University, Abraka. That campus is a strategic campus that caters to the needs of law and engineering. And everybody knows the effort of the state government in ensuring that those campuses are up and running. In the Isoko Nation, the Borowori administration have established the School of Health Technology in Ofrode. That is also done within these last 2 years. We have also awarded and completed the Olomoro Ibide Road, over 5 kilometers. We have also awarded the Ofrode Arade Road. We have awarded and completed the Otepo Street in Elu, also in Isoko Nation, specifically in Isoko North. We have also awarded Ideze Internal Road Phase 1 and Phase 2 in Isoko South. There are other 4 strategic roads that we have also awarded in Isoko South that links the number of communities in Isoko South. Of course, you are very much aware of the Uzeri Asabase Bridge with the approach road coming from Uzeri, which is also in Isoko South. We have awarded, and is progressing steadily, the MFO Phase 2, which is aimed at linking them with their kids and kin in Orogun, also in Ugeli North. The spur from Ole roundabout, which is about 4-point-something kilometers, into Ole, has been completed by this administration. You have the Sector A of the Ugeli Asaba Express. A large chunk of that particular sector is in Isoko Nation, and that is a dual carriage that have also been completed by the Oborowori administration. We have inspected and carried out a review of the Isoko Ring Road, which connects a whole lot of communities in Isoko Nation, starting from Arade in Isoko North, heading towards some of the very vital communities in Isoko South, and then of course coming out along the Ugeli Asaba Express, hitting also Isoko North. That's the Isoko Ring Road. The road, that one other road that we have awarded and is progressing steadily, is a road in Ivride. Ivride is also in Isoko North. That road is progressing steadily. We have, in the course of this same period, been able to ensure that a number of other road projects, even in also in Isoko South, a particular road that is progressing steadily, which is the Emede internal roads is a road that we're also working on. We have completed the that is called, I think it's called, I'll get the name now, one particular road that we have completed we have the construction of our Jua layout road in Uzere. That particular road is ongoing. The one I'm talking about is a particular road, sorry, let me just get it so that we don't miss the name. It's the Enuru Ikoli Access Road in Isoko South Local Government. We have mentioned the Uraka Express Link Road, Emede in Isoko South. You need to also check that out. All these projects I'm mentioning are roads that are being worked upon, and a number of them completed. Of course, the one I mentioned earlier, which is the Olomori Ibide, has been completed. We are waiting for time to be able to visit, so we can also commission that particular road. All these road projects, in addition to the equipping of the General Hospital in Ozoro, all this has happened in Isoko Nation. And why these projects were being approved and awarded, other local governments and other ethnic groups rejoiced that the government has done something. So we plead with our brothers in Isoko Nation to also rejoice with others when they hear that a project has been taken to them. Oborowori administration will be fair to all. We have pointed out what we did and we are doing in Udu. We have said any local government, there is none of them that we do not have the footprints of Oborowori across sectors. We hope that anybody who has any demand, you are free, democratically speaking, to make such demands. But such demand must be made in such a way that we understand that you are making the demand without having to play politics that does not sit with the demands. So we are very convinced if you were to be a debate, I would have said with these few but numerous points of mine that the people who went about protesting obviously do not have a grip of the developmental strides in Isoko Nation. Because if they do, they would have realized that for every kilometer you proceed in Isoko Nation, you will see Oborowori boldly written. And we want to advise that because we know this period looks like the transfer season in the game of a football. In the game of football, for those of you who are followers of football, when transfer season comes, players begin to look for new clubs, coaches begin to look for new clubs, excuses begin to fly as to why people will leave the clubs where they are, even when they are not being benched. It's either they are saying the coach is not doing well or that the club is not paying properly. And within that transfer season, people begin to look for where to jump to. So we need to plead with our people. If the intention was to embarrass their political leaders, that is one of the things we discovered. There was no need to do that. They need to be able to support their political leaders and at the same time support the administration.
The commissioner further pleaded that the Isoko people should feel free to make demands which are democratical and urge them to get acquainted with ongoing projects in their areas without hesitating to draw the attention of the government to other areas that needs attention.
Even as they have the right to make demands, because we are here to listen to them and we will continue to listen. But in doing so, they must be able to not to fall into the trap of playing politics that does not support the kind of agenda that we have at the moment. We needed to make that straight and to assure all Deltans that the fairness with which Oborowori have continued to pilot the affairs of the state will not diminish. The Indokwa Okwane nation, the Isoko nation, of course I mentioned that earlier, the Ijo nation, the Shekiri and the Urobo nation, all our people will be taken care of. And the same way we are taking care of them, we are not going to diminish that effort. And so we plead with our people to continue to see reason to support us. If you feel there are areas where our attention is needed, that's why we're in government for you. let us know, but do so without malice, so that at the end of the day we are able to interface with you and then just oppose your demand with what we have in our budget and then see how we can come through. If it is something that is not already captured in the budget and cannot be accommodated in the ongoing budgetary implementation, of course we still have months, weeks, years ahead. This is just about 2 years, and so by the grace of God in this same first term, we are hopeful that we still have not less than 20 months to be able to implement a number of these projects that touch the lives of our people.
Still on development, Delta State Government has commenced the process of distilling numbers of water channels to prevent flood in the state. Mr. Charles Amiaku appeals to Deltans to avoid throwing trash or dirt into drainages to prevent flooding, especially at this time where some areas might experience overflooding. He urged those who have noticed the flood signs to move upland before the flood approaches.
And then, of course, we want to also let you know that we have also started the processes of desilting a number of water channels, and the essence is to reduce or mitigate the effect of the predicted flood, so that at the end of the day we are able to have a free movement of flood or whatever erosive forces that you are seeing on account of this heavy downpour, and then the river Niger also overflowing its banks. We want to, through you, appeal to our people to see the need not to continue to sit up the drains by dumping refuse or any of such along these waterways. We're also asking our brothers and sisters who live in these flood-prone coastal communities to be mindful of their movements and to also take some advice, personal advice, because I am here in Asaba, the governor is here. We are not sleeping in those coastal communities for us to be able to know who is standing there per time. So in the event that they are seeing that the flood is approaching, they need to be able to move upland. We do not wish to have any casualty. We don't pray for it. These are natural forces that at the moment is far above what we can handle in terms of mitigating these effects. But what we can do is to be able to speak to our people even as we continue to clear the water channels, so as to pave way for free floating of this flood.
Thanks for staying tuned on the Boldest TV show. My name is Esther Damian. Have a good day.
The Boldest.